Today we're hanging out with the 12 megapixel 18x optical zoom 28mm wide angle lensed Fujifilm Finepix S2550HD. HD obviously standing for high definition. What kind of high definition? 720p, but it's motion JPEG. We're going to warn you about this video. We'll get to that in a minute. For now, let's check out the body. It's about the same size as the Nikon Coolpix P100, maybe just slightly heavier, slightly bulkier. We like the rugged construction of the body, the rugged design, but we don't have any sort of control dial or anything advanced like that. We're just given a basic four-way directional pad menu button setup in the back, a pretty much straightforward mode dial, a sliding on and off button, and a high speed button, a pop-up flash, and a battery bay holding the 4 AA batteries and SDHC card slot. We did like the fact that it has an electronic viewfinder, so you can jump between the LCD and the viewfinder to save battery space. In the back we have a 3-inch LCD that displays a menu interface that looks like it was borrowed from Tron, the movie. If you've ever seen Tron the movie, it's pretty freaking old. So Fujifilm really needs to do something about their menu system and also speed up the firmware, because rifling through images and playback and trying to select some of the menu options, it was like molasses in wintertime. This camera does not really offer a lot of consumer-friendly, fun kind of shooting filters. It does have a gamut of, shooting modes, sunset, candlelight, things like that. What this camera does lack in shooting features, it makes up for it in image quality. These were some of the best still images we've captured from a camera with a basic sensor in a long time. Color, tonality, sharpness, it was all there. Now the Finepix S2550HD only has a shutter speed that goes down to 8 seconds, although it does have an ISO setting that goes up to 6400. We did have a little trouble past ISO 400 with noisy images. And aperture was a little strange as well. When we had the opportunity to manually set the aperture, we could only set the aperture to 2 different values, one that was opened a bit wide and one was closed down a little bit. So we didn't get to kind of play with the spectrum. Aside from the peculiar aperture setup, we did like shooting in manual mode, especially with the light meter, though we didn't find it as accurate. Now about the 720p HD video, it's motion JPEG, so it's not an optimal format to begin with, though the image quality was not as bad. However, the main problem we had with this bad boy is that when you're zooming in, the motor is so loud it just engulfs all of the surrounding audio. In addition, when you have autofocus running, you can hear that ticking away inside. That also adds to the audio problems and complications that we ran across. Here's an example. Yikes. One cool thing about this camera is it has a pretty decent spectrum of high-speed shooting modes, and it could also shoot 3 high-speed images at full resolution. If your criteria is limited to 3 primary interests in a digital camera: big zoom, high quality still images, and a budget price, then the Fujifilm Finepix S2550 is definitely worth at least taking a gander at. We also recommend the Nikon Coolpix P100 and Canon PowerShot SX210 IS to compare. For InfoSyncWorld.com, I'm Mike Perlman.